Someone recreated the super soldier serum. I need to find out who.
You are assuming Hydra has something to do with this. Which is why you came to me. Which means you are desperate. Luckily for you, I know where to begin.
Hi, kids. Do you like 40s music?
Do you want to see me stick Frank Sinatra through each one of my eyelids?
I think that was before Frank Sinatra, actually, but let's go.
Yes.
Television.
Welcome back to Television, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, hitting that bell notification.
And if you're just passing through, at least watch the video so we get that views up. Come on.
Get them view hours up,
we
baby.
gotta get those views up.
Subscribe, baby. Let's do this.
All right, man.
You.
You're at like 30 views. You gotta get those numbers up.
I gotta get them up there, man. 32 subs. I got, come on, guys. Come on.
Got merch coming out, everything.
Merch coming out, and everything. Support.
You bought that Bernie shirt in 5 minutes.
You're gonna see that merch in a few weeks, but we unfortunately missed Jordan. Technical difficulties on episode 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but we're back with episode 3.
What happened to episode 2?
Episode 2 I did.
Oh, I missed that one then.
Yeah, I did episode 2. I love Carl Lumbly, the guy who played Isaiah Bradley.
Oh yeah.
That scene where get out of my house.
Get out my damn house.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Like that was great. Like that, the one thing that like everybody I know who said that like that scene just stands out so much to them among the other things, but that one the most. And I'm like, hey, I was like, that was second Captain America, right? It's like, get the hell out of here.
Well, I mean, the way he took that what was it, the box mints
it looked like
or whatever,
or shit,
right, and he just threw it and flung it in the
could have been a box of mints. It kind of looked like an ashtray. I don't know, one or the other.
For a 90-year-old man, he's strong as hell.
All right, but we're on episode 3. Forget episode 2, unless you're rewatching. Then you can go watch the other Tully Talks episode.
Right.
Like I have to because I didn't see it.
Like he has to. But we started off with our much missed commercials.
Yeah, WandaVision, we got all the commercials, so we got like a nice little
opening commercial
about the company that is helping the displaced people get back into society, which is the people that the Flag Smashers are trying to get at. Like they're trying to infiltrate their supplies and stuff like that. So you see the infomercial of what they're about. But then it cuts to, because remember the last episode New Cap,
he's starting
he mentioned that he was a part of, he worked for that company. That's also important to understand. So him and Battlestar, which again that'll probably be the last time we call him that here. They infiltrate I think it was German like deli diner or whatever that the guy gave this Flag Smashers refuge there and gave him the chicken livers.
Right. Gave him the food and shelter. They were there to try to get any information from them. John Walker got a little rough with one of them and was like, "Do you know who I am?" And he got a wad of loogie in his face.
He's like, "Yeah, I know who you are, and I don't care."
And in exchange of bodily fluids, not in a good way.
And John Walker, like I was saying, he's just reminded me so much.
He wants to punch that guy out.
He was very close to doing so, but he reminds me a lot of Homelander from The Boys. Just that the power went to his head. Like we were discussing this earlier about how
right,
like
his
the polar
opposite
of Cap, like how Cap just always wanted to do the right thing, and he just wanted to fill he hated bullies and blah blah. And meanwhile, this guy is a bully because like Captain America would never shake somebody down like that.
No,
he wouldn't just.
He would know when someone's lying to him and not lying to him, and
even his little sidekick, Battlestar, was even telling him like, "Hey man, like relax," and he was like, "Well, you know what?" He's like, "We gotta get this information by any means. Like, who are they gonna believe? Us or them? Like, they just want results. They don't care how we get them." So it's basically showing you that like the power went to his head already. He's only been Cap for like 3 days, and you're already drunk with power.
And I would be concerned as Battlestar if I crossed him or didn't have the same opinion as him. Is he going to be willing to pull the same line? Who are they going to trust, me or you?
Yeah,
You know what
but it's
I mean?
also like another polar opposite about how with Civil War, because they even mentioned this in the episode later on. We'll have to get to it. How Sam just followed Cap.
Right.
Like he didn't sign because Cap didn't sign. He was doing whatever he was doing.
Right.
And now
right.
that's how Battlestar is. I keep saying his damn name. I hate that. I gotta find out this guy's name. His actual name. I forget.
Hoskins or something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He's irrelevant. But anyway, how he's just like telling him like, hey man, this isn't the way, you know.
This is not the way. Then we pan to pretty much where
The German prison where Zemo
Zemo is at.
Helmut Zemo is being held at currently.
He starts doing the Russian words for.
No, not even that. When Bucky walks up on him, you gotta remember they did the little Hannibal Lecter moment where they're both staring at the glass. Then he tries to do the Winter Soldier commands at him.
And Bucky turns around and he's like, "That's those days are
He's
done."
like, dude, that's not even gonna work. He's like, yeah, I know. I just wanted to see how you would act.
Yeah, I just wanted to see. He lets Bucky know that he's sorry for using him, but he was a means to an end.
Basically, that he knew he was using him to take down Hydra, and he asked him, he's like, hey, is Hydra involved with this whole superhero thing? He's like, if it was going on, I would know about it. I would have destroyed it by now.
Exactly. And
But you come to find out later in the episode, the reason he doesn't know is because it happened during the blip, and presumably, if he wasn't blipped, he was in prison the whole time, or if he was blipped, he wasn't around anyway. So it checks out that
he wouldn't know anything really
about
anyway. Yeah. We also see him a quick, because there's a theme to this in this episode. He's reading Machiavelli.
Yeah, The Art of War.
And Machiavelli.
The Art of War?
The art.
No, that was Shang. That was
Shang-Chi, I think. Machiavelli's main thing as a leader basically was through any means necessary, as long as you achieve your goal. And it's weird that Zemo referenced that in regards to Bucky, and John Walker was saying that in regards to finding the Flag Smashers, basically through any means necessary.
Parallels.
So
it's all connected.
It's connected. We see Falcon and Bucky talking in the garage a few minutes later.
And then
hypothetically,
he's like, hey, he's like, we can't break. Sam's like, hey, we can't break Baron out of prison. He's like, well, let me walk you through a hypothetical, all right, bro? Hypothetical. He's like, what if that already happened and he's standing right behind you?
He's there.
Oh, hey guys, I'm here. He's like, what the hell, Bucky? Come on.
Yeah,
you can't be going rogue like this.
Yeah, Sam gets a little pissed. Gets convinced, though, obviously, that we need Zemo because he will know where this started from, where the Power Broker can be running his operations and stuff.
He knows that his whole mission was to destroy superheroes.
So he's going to be on board.
He's going to be on board. This is his cup of tea. Like this is
like me asking me to look for the last box of Twinkies. I'm there.
Yeah.
I got you.
The thing about it is Sam isn't a super
I'm
soldier.
already looking.
Sam isn't a super soldier. Like, yeah, he's an Avenger and he had beef with the Avengers, but he could put that to the side. Right. And he kind of owes Bucky, and he knows he owes Bucky, so he's like, all right, I'll help you out.
Right.
This is another thing that happened too, because you find out that he was in his family's garage, so that's when you find out that he is actually of royalty. He's a baron, blah blah blah, and that was his family's like storage legacy or whatever. So he had a lot of classic cars in there or whatever.
I like that gold gun with the gold bullets in the back.
Yes, he gets like a bag of ammunition, like how Deadpool had his bag of ammunition, except he actually brings it. And then he grabs his iconic purple mask from the comics.
Which he does wear in this episode.
And a lot of people online, they're saying, oh, well, maybe he chose a purple mask so he can taunt the Avengers because, it looks like Thanos. I'm like,
No,
that
yeah,
car was that he had that mask before
well,
Thanos.
you know who
thing.
put that there? You
No,
know
who put that there? Mephisto.
Mephisto
It was
put the mask
Mephisto.
there.
God damn it. But at any rate, yeah. So
yeah, they gather the weapons, the tools, probably fake passports, the money, the this, the
they
that.
go to Zemo's private
magical.
jet, and you see
Oh yeah, the magic.
his butler was like
All
basically
these
his
guys,
Alfred.
all these guys got like 1,000-year-old butlers. Can't you let them retire at some point
Listen.
and be like, I'm gonna get you a butler.
No,
For all
the
the years
butler
butler.
has to, the butler. We're too poor to understand this, but the butler has to stay within the family because he knows the family secrets. He raised.
Right, yeah, I
He's
think
the only
it's
one
some
that we can trust.
Right.
You know, if I kill somebody, I want you to chop them up and put them in the floorboards.
Well, like we've known each other so long. If you were to be rich, I'd probably be your butler, or you'd be mine, vice versa, and be like, all right, well,
Nah, I would just throw money at you.
yeah, be like, here, clean that up.
Clean this. Okay. Anyway.
Anyway,
So when they're on the plane, Zemo somehow gets his hands on the little notepad that Bucky had with all the names for that.
the redemption.
The redemption list.
I'm sorry.
And Sam realizes that it's the
Cap's first book.
and he's like, "Oh, hey, going back to not Civil War, the Winter Soldier movie."
Yeah.
When he's like, "Oh, hey, man, did you listen to Trouble Man?" He's like, I heard it. He's like, well, what do you
Very
think?
unimpressed.
He's like, well, what do you think? He's like, I like Marvin Gaye. Let's just.
And he's like,
come
I
on,
just
Bucky.
like
We know
40s.
you never listen to him.
And Zemo, of all the people to be like, it's an exquisite journey of the African American experience.
It's very, very truthful, very raw. And he's like, it's a beautiful work of art. He's like,
how can you not like it?
he's like a.
I hate this man. However,
he's a little out of line, but he's got a point.
yeah.
And, in true boomer fashion, Bucky goes, I like 40s music.
Oh,
Does one of these, like, I like 40s music.
Yeah, the Ella Fitzgeralds and stuff from back in the day.
Yeah, he likes the swing music, whatever. They were the kids were
all the
dancing.
flying and everything.
So anyway, that's when they finally go to Madripoor, I believe, correct?
They go to Madripoor. They have a little gangster walk through the flea market of the black market.
Well, before that, when they're on the bridge, remember they have to. This is very important. Zemo tells them that they have to.
The plan is Zemo is in control of the Winter Soldier, fake. But like they're showing like I got him.
Everybody knows who the Winter Soldier is, so it's like if you had him.
In Madripoor, the Winter Soldier would be like one of, like a visiting prince, because that's how badass you'd be to those type of people. So the trick is Zemo is in control of the Winter Soldier, and Sam is playing Smiling Tiger, which I didn't even know that reference was so obscure. I didn't even know
I didn't
about
even catch that either.
Smiling
I've
Tiger.
seen like the picture of his comic version, and I'm like, looking at it, I'm like, I've never seen this character ever. Not even like on like a.
Some weird, like, sea-level story, even.
Like a sea-level X-Men story, because apparently I guess he's an X-Men character. Like, I like X-Men. I've never seen this character.
I grew up with the X-Men of the 90s.
I would believe that even on the 90s cartoon, like, they would have an episode where, like, maybe he was
in the
background or something. Like, even if it was on a mutant registration list, if he's a mutant, I'm not even sure.
Right, yeah. So that character was a bit obscure for even me and Jordan here that been with the comics for decades.
The funny part is that, he's in a little flashy suit, and Sam's like, oh man, I feel like a pimp, and Zemo comes in again, because Zemo was bringing it this episode with the zingers.
He was.
And he's like, only an American would think a black man, a fashion-savvy black man will look like that, will look like a pimp. He's like, and besides, you look like the guy you're playing. So Sam looks at the phone and the picture, he's like, huh. He's like, I do look just like this guy.
And it's so weird how...
The guy,
episode one.
The funny thing is, the actor, like you could tell the picture was a different guy, but he looked a lot like him.
And it's funny because in episode 1, when Jordan was over watching, my wife said, "Oh my God, Jordan, you look like Anthony Mackie." So it's so weird sometimes how these things work
sometimes
out.
it's like, oh hey, like that person kind of looks like that person. If I don't really see them on a normal basis, like, they can pass for it as long as like they dress the part and act the part.
Right.
Really, like if you kind of look like somebody, you can kind of act like them, kind of dress like them, and steal the whole identity. That's why they have like you know the story of how like Zoe Deschanel, like Katy Perry was pretending to be her running in the clubs, and if you put them two side to side pictures, they look almost identical.
Yeah, they do. So Zemo though was fucking killer in this episode. Definitely.
So when they run through the bar.
When they run through the bar.
Oh, before they go to the bar. I'm sorry. Before they go to the bar, there's a sign on the wall that says the power broker is watching.
Yeah.
And it looked like you know, in 1984 when Big Brother is watching. That's what it gave off to me.
Yeah. Big Brother is a reference to a movie 1984 by George
It's also
Orwell.
a book. You should read the book if you don't read the book because like more people need to read.
Yeah, exactly. And read Animal Farm by George Orwell too. It deals with a lot of subtext about politics.
Read the Bible, you damn sinners.
It's basic instructions before leaving.
It's basic instructions before leaving the house. Is don't touch your winky.
God is watching. Every time you touch your winky, a kitten dies. That's
You want to be that, you dirty kitten killers?
That's what I was told. You're killing kittens.
All right, we should get back to the episode because I'm pretty sure they all left by now.
Yeah, but so they do their little pimp walk through the black market.
And they should have played Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise when they walked through because that would have just made the scene so much better.
Exactly. Zemo's asking for basically the person in charge.
Selby.
Selby
would be the person in charge who would be able to connect them to the power broker. Basically, like she's the next one in line. I guess that the only one who like has the power to like have arrange a meeting with him, so to speak, or her, or it, whatever.
Or it. We do see someone in the bar putting up a hoodie and leaving.
What is up with all these Eminem hoodie characters now? Like, that particular character had an Eminem hoodie on, like 8 Mile style.
The spaghetti. To exert their dominance, Zemo activates the Winter Soldier, which goes back on one of his promises of not hurting anybody. And he beats up.
Well, he didn't kill anybody.
He didn't kill anybody, but he beats up a good 4 or 5 people. And people are now like, the camera's out, so this is gonna go viral.
A little subtle thing too is at the end of the fight, Sam was like, "Hey man, you good?" And he looks visibly shook up, Bucky, because again, Marvel with their mental health things. If you notice, it's him reliving his trauma.
Right, and so, if you hear the music they use for Bucky, when he tries to calm himself down, you hear it come down. But when he's not able to bring himself down, that noise in the back that he's it was intensified for a few moments until, like you said, Sam was like, break out of it now, like you good. And he kind of was like, right.
Like, right. So, let's move on.
I need a cigarette over here for a minute.
Let's move on.
Basically, the cover is blown because unfortunately Sam's sister calls Sam during the
Rule
meeting.
number 1 when you're on a mission. You turn the volume off at the very least.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's
silence. Not even vibrate.
Not even alarm. Yeah, exactly. Because you don't want the phone going off during. That's rookie mistake right there.
Right. Because in any dangerous meeting, you don't even want the zzz to go up because they're gonna think you're doing something wrong to get them.
Selby DeGeneres, because she looked like Ellen DeGeneres. Like if we would have had Ellen DeGeneres play Selby, I would have been okay.
I would have lived with that.
So she tells him to answer the phone with the volume on.
Right, and on speakerphone.
On speakerphone.
So it almost went
like,
through.
Who is this?
It almost went through until she was like, damn it, Sam. And she was like, Sam. And I almost was like, does she only know him as Smiling Tiger, or could that have been his real name?
No, she presumably would know his real name.
You're right. She would have known his name.
Because if
Bob
she's in power, she would know his name. Because I think they did say his name, but it escapes me right now.
All right, good point.
Was telling the character.
Yeah, good point.
But she gets shot with a sniper rifle, and she's out.
She's out. They leave.
So they leave, but then they notice that they come across Zemo, I believe, gets like a text, which is like a little bounty on their heads, which is was $1,000 in Bitcoin. If you translate $1,000 in Bitcoin, it's roughly over $58 million. But because it's in 2023 in the MCU timeline
It's
at this
probably
point, it's
over.
probably about 60,000, so that's like 20,000 per person.
Right.
They're gonna raise for inflation. I just wanted to point that out.
And
it's a very nice detail.
Yeah, because you're gonna more likely in the future people are gonna be relying more on
Well, no, because
cryptocurrency.
any type of currency, it would go up because of inflation. Well, like with cryptocurrency, like it increased over the years.
Right.
Exponentially, actually, because
There
I
was a
remember,
guy who threw out his old flash drive of Bitcoin from like when it first came out, and last year or 2019 he did the mathematics, and he would have been like $55 million rich if he didn't throw away that flash drive.
I bet you he hung himself.
He actually went to the dump for weeks to try to find the flash drive.
Wouldn't even work.
Right, he went crazy looking for. He even went to the dump and everything. It's like a little documentary about it.
Interesting.
But basically, John Wick style, they're trying to get every assassins after them until dun 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 dun.
It's Sharon Carter to the rescue.
And she's been
She's been down in the dumps.
She's been down in the
She had to go to Magipore. Even her father doesn't know she's there, okay? Her freaking father.
You know, Becky, I've been having a really hard time.
All right, Sam?
There's no Starbucks
Last
in
time I've seen
Magipore.
you, I became an enemy of the
I
state.
gave you the wings.
I gave you the wings. I gave Steve the thing. Nobody ever gives me my respect.
Bucky, I even showed you my boobs.
Remember back when you said you haven't danced with a woman since the 40s?
I let you grab one, okay?
I felt
bad for
I let
you.
you go below the waist when we slow danced to that swing music you love so much.
I like 40s music too, Bucky. Anyhow, she kind of runs through like she didn't get the pardon, and she's a little mad at everybody for not stepping up for her, which is a good little thing to relate to. Just give me a few minutes. I'm gonna download this first part, and then we'll
Stay tuned for part 2 because we'll get more serious. I swear. We're gonna get serious this time. We're gonna be super serial.
Why so serious?
All I know is, hopefully DMX pulls through this and Demi Lovato better not put her 2 cents in. No offense. No offense. Just don't make this about you. Thank you.
That's gonna give it to you. Alright.
So we're going back to from when Sharon Carter popped up, you know, she brought them back to her little illustrious place, that business that she's running in Magipore, in Hightown of Magipore, where she's selling the real art, because this is actually presumably a real thing too, that like the art in museums actually isn't the real art, and that the real art is like stored away somewhere in like
some prestigious storage facility.
Yeah.
I have heard of that stuff too.
Or that presumably they were at one point stolen by, and like master thieves actually, like
Really
high-powered
master
criminals
thieves, right.
have the real painting somewhere in their compound.
Right, and the Mona Lisa that you see, or the Monets and this and that.
Fake. But it's so much of a fake that it looks like the real thing.
That if one of us was a billionaire, we'd be able to go to Sharon Carter and be like, yeah, let me get that real Monet.
Which raises the question, if you were an enemy of the state and you ran to Magipore, roughly 5 years from the blip, so how long between the Civil War? We'll say 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
So for 7 years, you somehow escaped to this foreign island for pirates, quote unquote. We'll just say, for lack of better words, bounty hunters, whatever.
The scourge of the earth.
The scum, the villainous scum, and
it's Tatooine, the largest collector's scum in the galaxy.
This is my first thing, which is like, I don't really want to get too much into theories, but it's raises some eyebrows as to what you're doing in Magipore. Like, yes, you said you want to go off the radar, but how did you get this job as a high-powered salesperson, pretty much?
Right.
And you're living in the good part of town.
Yeah. You finagled something and someone.
Something is going on there that you are able to get into this position because you were just a SHIELD agent or FBI agent, whatever, that went on the run, and this is the only place in the world allegedly that you could be at.
Right.
There's something else going on there.
Like you could even go back to England where your aunt was from, and kind of get into there and be like, listen, man, the Americans are kind of
believe
being
that
a bunch of.
Stop making it a history lesson. Let's go ahead with it.
So basically, she leads them to the scientists that created the new batch of super.
You're skipping a whole lot of stuff right now. You missed the party and the Zemo dance moves.
I did. Oh my god, I forgot. She has to present some items to investors, so she invited the guys to come along, and it kind of it reminds me very much of a Hangover scene where they're kind of Sam has to take this weird snake shot.
They skipped all that. That was earlier. That was back when they were in the bar when they first got there.
When they first got
We're
there.
at the party now.
All right. Basically, they're having themselves a grand old time. And
that was back when Bucky, when Fake Winter Soldiered out.
Right, you're right.
Come on, get it together, Tully.
Get it together, Tully. They are having themselves a grand old time, and to me, the funniest part about this whole scene was the little dance move that Zemo was doing.
He was getting down, but that beat was banging though.
He was. It's like when.
It's when your dad chaperones. It's like when your dad chaperones your junior high dance.
Yes.
But like the DJ's playing his jams.
And Return of the Mac comes on.
It's like remember what was it? Knocked Up. He's like roll the dice. He's like that's my only move.
Roll the dice. So he was rolling the dice on the floor for sure, and it really is bringing Zemo to the forefront of why he kind of did what he did to the Avengers.
Well, at some point I forgot where it was, either on the plane or when they were talking with Sharon. When he said, when he's like, you put these people on pedestals and you choose to ignore their flaws, and that's like, if you want to apply that to real life, it's like, for example, like how people worship celebrities to the point where like they can do no wrong in their eyes. It's like what to say, like with Donald Trump, where he's like, I can shoot a man in the middle of
the street and I
won't even lose a vote. It's like people are like, I like him so much that like this guy would really do that, and he knows he would get away with it, and you would let him get away with it because you put him on such a pedestal to where like he can do no wrong.
And then he even used the opposing idea. He was like, would you want a world full of Red Skulls?
Yeah, exactly, which is a point because you got to remember Red Skull is also a super soldier. It's just that he...
So he did use both sides. He also was like, just as much as I don't want a Captain America, I don't want
a Red Skull. So it's like,
He's not trying to cultivate evil. He's just trying.
He doesn't want to destroy the Avengers for the sake of destroying Avengers. No, he will destroy Hydra. He'll destroy AIM. Whatever else you want to throw at him. The X-Men, you can't exist.
Right. He doesn't want anything existing.
Not anything, but just
right. As far as superpowered community is concerned, I really like how they humanized him a lot in this episode. Then I'm probably missing a thing or two from this party thing.
That's the only thing to
so they then Sharon leads them to where the scientist who created the new super soldier, refined it, has been working out of shipping containers at Magipore. Down by the docks.
It would make sense. I would feel like if somebody is creating like a shady lab, like a meth lab or something like that.
Yeah.
Like remember how like in Breaking Bad it was under a laundromat,
right?
Whatever. So like in this, it's like, why wouldn't it be down by the docks and like shipping containers? It's like that's a perfect place to hide something like that.
Right.
Nobody would think to look there
at all. And basically, the doctor talks about how he refined the process.
He basically reveals about how he took Isaiah Bradley's blood. You know, we came back to it. Remember, we led in with him. Now he came back to it because that's the most pure version of the superhero sort of serum. One could argue because even like in the original one, like with Cap, his muscles got all you know jacked. Like this one, you keep your physical appearance, but you get all the powers, which is the variant that the Flag Smashers have, which is why like all of them look like normal people. Like
if we took it, we would look like
we look exactly the same.
To flip up a car, and
be like,
oh!
Exactly. You'd be able to bench press a Mack truck.
Exactly. So, they got into talking about all that. He was blipped, and then when he came back, he decided to work for the power broker.
Like the power broker approached him.
He made 20 vials. 8 of those vials were taken by the power brokers.
No. It was it wasn't.
Yeah,
they were taken by the power. I thought it was the
8 of them
were given to the Flag Smashers.
I mean, that's what I mean. I'm
It
saying
was
power
given
brokers.
to them, and then
8
the 12, they have the other 12. They stole the other 12.
I meant to say Flag Smashers.
Which,
the 8 went to Flag Smashers. Then the 12 left over was going to go to whoever at this point. But you're going to figure maybe one goes to Sam in the end.
I don't think so. I think definitely one is
John Walker's
going to
get one.
John Walker,
and,
hands down, is getting the superhero serum by the end of the show. And his little sidekick.
BS. Because it's a BS name. It's a BS name. We don't like Battlestar. Stupid. What, stars battling?
But possibly him.
And a quick thing I wanted to say. I think when Sam gets finally the shield, you know, that whole throwing.
Oh yeah,
shield
because they had the whole promo thing.
I think that's going to be the last episode.
I think this might be the last episode. I think that's
one
how
of the
it's
last
gonna end.
scenes. And I
that
think
they're just going to part ways because Sam made it clear, like, hey, once we're done with this, we're done. I think throughout the way, too much is going to happen to where it's like, I really can't be this guy's friend. We're going to have to.
Right. I think that one of the last scenes should be Sam throwing the shield as he's practicing.
I think one of the last scenes should be they both run up on each other out by the docks in the car, and they have CGI Cap just give Sam the heads up, or Bucky the heads up, like how the CGI Paul Walker and Vin
Old
Diesel
Man
did.
Cap, Old Man Cap in like a
Play that
'67
Whiskey
Cadillac.
song at the end.
Come on home.
But you play it with the 1940s beat because Bucky loves his 40s music.
Stupid. Oh my god, I still want a 1940s fucking rap song now for some reason. Wiz Khalifa needs to get on that. So basically Zemo shoots the scientist because he wants all traces of being able to make this done. And in the meantime, the bounty that was on their heads, these bounty hunters are
It was
coming.
never actually explicitly stated, but there was allegedly like assassins closing in on them behind, from the outside, and Sharon Carter was out there doing her daredevil thing, like taking them down with a baton, and she took all of them down. And then at the time when, pretty much the exact moment after Zemo shot the scientist, an RPG or whatever it's called, like a rocket launcher, hits and it's about to blow the lab, so they got to run out of there. So it begs the question: who sent them? Because the power broker, it's kind of implied that the power broker did. It's like for them to protect the scientist.
Right.
But why would they rocket launcher the room? So it could have been the assassins coming for the bounty. But at the same time, how come Sharon Carter didn't just kill those guys? She kind of just incapacitated them. She didn't kill anybody except for the guy she shot point blank.
Right.
But I think that was like towards the end when they had the gunfight when they were trying to get out of there.
Now, I've heard people say they think that Sharon Carter possibly is the power broker.
I don't think so.
Right, I was
think
going to
she's
say
either working for him or working for the power broker, or she has her own agenda against him. Like she's also trying to take him down. Like
Or
maybe
it could
she
be a
was-
combination of both. She could be working with him.
I kind of
to
feel
try to
like
take him down?
I kind of feel like, remember, like I was saying, I think by the end of this, the fallout will be the Thunderbolts. Like Thunderbolt Ross or even Zemo will put together the Thunderbolts. Because either or were both like the in certain versions the one who put
Both
the team together.
Right.
So I think
Zemo was
possibly-
originally the one that put the team together, and then
then Thunderbolt made it his thing.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like possibly Sharon was sent there. She's been working for Thunderbolt this whole time, and they didn't know that. She was maybe sent to go watch them infiltrate the power broker.
Right.
And it just so happens that they came in because remember at the end of this she tells her driver, bodyguard, whatever. She's like, "Oh, we have two big problems."
Right.
And
Right.
obviously the two big problems is one, I don't think it's the scientist dying, but it could be the scientist dying. And then the other one could be, oh, Sam and Bucky are like, you know,
I was thinking the same.
are on this, like we have to handle this differently.
I personally took it as the two big problems were Sam and Bucky as the two big problems.
I think they're one of the two big problems.
All right.
I still think the other one could be that the scientist is dead. Or it could be, oh, we got
now
Zemo.
what do we do?
Or it could be like, now Zemo's involved too.
Right. Basically, it led them to separating ways. Sam did promise
Sharon
Sharon
pretty
to
much
try to get a pardon.
Get a pardon, yeah.
Right, he's going to try his best.
I mean, if Kodak Black can get a pardon, I'm sure Sharon Carter can get a pardon. Come on.
For real, Kodak Black. That guy. Tunnel Vision. That was an okay song.
That's pretty good. He has good beats.
Yeah. I like his some of his songs. I don't remember all of them, but I know there's a few that out there.
All right, Boomer.
I like rap, okay.
I'm
down with the.
I'm down with the hippity hop.
I get jiggy with it, okay.
I like Will Smith.
I was upstairs listening to my Will Smith
What
CD.
if Bucky was just like, you know what? I like Will Smith.
That would have been even almost funnier, bro. That would have been almost funnier. Parents of the world just don't
They
understand.
just don't understand. Girls ain't nothing but trouble. Like, this speaks to the 1940s me.
Look at Carly, the flag smasher. She's a girl.
Oh.
She's not but trouble.
We should also get into that. We find out that her whole motivation, this is really quick, because there's a lot there, but there's not much of
I
mention
think
of
that there was
She-
supposed to be something with the story, and then the virus switched it up.
No. I don't even think it has anything to do with that. I think it's gonna. There's still more episodes left, and she's the main villain. I think that her subplot is coming, but the thing about it is like you come to find out that her mother or the lady who took care of her has tuberculosis, which I will say from working in the medical field, there's no reason why she should be that close, even if you had a superhero serum, without an N95 mask and some type of PPE, and she has tuberculosis and dying. Like, you are trying to get infected, Carly. What are you doing? But anyway, so they infiltrate like some the company that we saw in the commercial in the beginning.
Yeah, to try to get the vaccines and medicines for these people.
And they find out that they were hoarding 6 months worth of supplies.
Yeah, so they go rob the place of the supplies, and then as Carly is leaving, she was like,
She goes in the car of the other guy who she was talking to earlier, like a little heart-to-heart thing.
alright, because her plans was she wanted to be a teacher.
To be a teacher.
She
And then,
wasn't planning on being a globe-hopping terrorist.
Yeah, it just happened this way.
It just happened this way. But she
So
wanted
in a really
to teach
cool,
children's.
in a pretty badass moment, she goes into the guy's car that she did the whole mission with, and he's like, aren't you gonna drive your car? She's like, no, just put your seatbelt on. He's like, why? He's like, now, please put it on now.
Alright.
And as soon as he puts it on, boom! Her car blows up and it blows up the building. He's like, kill
There's
those
people,
guys.
right.
There's people in there. And she's like, this is the only language they understand. She woke up and chose violence.
Yeah, she woke up and chose violence. She, I think at this point she's clearly about that life. She's clearly about no F's given. She's
definitely out
She's
of all
about
the
this
villains
now.
of the MCU, she's probably the least villainous looking one.
right. You would not think that this. I would laugh if this girl came to me in
Just
real
came up
life.
to me like,
and be like, I'm gonna kick your ass.
kick your ass,
Get
man.
the hell out of
I'm like,
here. What are you doing?
What do you do? Go play somewhere.
Alright, don't you have to go play with Barbie?
Listen, little Orphan Annie. Where's Daddy Warbucks when you need him?
Right. You
What, did he cut you off or something?
you little freckle-faced cutie.
Come on,
Get
figure it
out
out
of here.
tomorrow.
And meanwhile, she'd throw me up and hang me up on the fucking tallest tree in the neighborhood. It would be the funniest thing.
It would be.
It would be. I'd be like, all right, Carly. All right, I'm sorry. Let me down. I won't bother you no more. But, yeah, so that's her motivation, seeing people that she loves sick and poor and not getting any...
Well, she wanted to give the vaccine to the... Not the vaccine, I'm sorry. The superhero serum to the kids in the little place where she was at so that they stand a chance. Because remember, the Flag Smashers, their whole thing is they want to make life back how it was during the 5
5 year
because
blip,
they
right.
feel like, and it is true because you think about it, if half the world disappeared and then came back 5 years later, you would be we gotta help the people that are lost because you know that like there'd be a rush, a mad dash to like
help
everybody out because they'd be displaced. Because remember, Aunt May, she lost the apartment. You know, Peter Parker's aunt. They said that some guy was in the apartment when she came back. So like they have to fix that. So they want to go back to how it was when the world was together, like unity.
Unity. Yeah. So she's a very relatable.
I'm tired of Marvel doing those though. With the relatable villains. Can't you just do a straight up evil villain? Like that's why I like
someone who just likes killing.
Like with let's say with Man of Steel with Zod. Like Zod just like killing. No, what was his name from Rick and Morty? He's like, I just like killing.
yeah.
Why can't we have a villain like that? Like remember, remember Zaz in Birds of Prey? He's just I just like cutting faces off.
Zip. Yeah, we just don't get a straight out psychopath villain.
I mean,
anymore.
I guess because you can't keep it family friendly, but come on, give me somebody. Even Thanos, like in the comics, Thanos was motivated because he had a boner for Lady Death, and he just wanted to impress her by killing literally half the universe. And now his motivation is like no, you know, overpopulation and pollution and something dark side.
Oh, dark side. My love.
Anyway, overall episode was good. It was the best episode yet, I believe.
And
most enjoyable. I think it was the longest episode too.
It was. And
something that people complain with WandaVision. Episodes are too short. Well, these ones are nice and nice. You're pretty much getting 3 movies for the length of the episodes and the 3 episodes. And about 45 to 50 minutes each. That's 2 movies right there. 2 short movies, 2 movies. 3
exactly.
movies.
But I want to thank you guys for stopping by because our time is running low once again. Subscribe, comment, like, share, hit that bell notification.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you find out you have a vanity plate, you die. If you cough without covering your mouth, you die. There's a virus going on. That's a real thing.
If you don't cough into your elbow, you die.
Mask up, you bitch.
Drop something. I was wondering when